Yeah.
Now you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's good.
Now is okay?
Yeah, now it's okay. Can everyone see these slides?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone.
Let him start.
Sorry for the technical glitch. So today we are going to discuss an insight into the exports of narcotics and psychotropic products. So I'll give you a little overview of how the process happens from India and even from the other countries. So let us begin with, there are different segments when they say NDPS products, basically they are classified into 4 different segments: narcotic products, psychotropic products, tramadol, and another segment known as precursor chemicals. So precursor chemicals are chemicals which are used essentially in the manufacturing of narcotic drugs, but they are still categorized separately. And for many of you who are new and may not be aware, methyl argometrin is a precursor chemical. Okay, very important. I will discuss about this in my later on. Then let us understand why the authority which is authorized to give the permissions is Central Bureau of Narcotics, which is based out of Gwalior. Central Bureau of Narcotics is being allowed
So we are unable to hear you.
Yeah. और नेट का प्रॉब्लम है.
Hello.
तो मालूम है रे, समझ गया हूँ. यार अभी गया ही ना पोस्ट है अभी भी. I can see how
So it's visible only or some. So you are not audible.
Yeah, sorry. So the role of Central Bureau of Narcotics essentially is the supervision of the illicit cultivation of opium poppy in India. Okay. Opium poppy is officially being manufactured in India, cultivated in India. Sorry? Hello, can I continue?
Continue.
Yeah. So in India, there is a lot of opium which is being cultivated by farmers, the license of which is being given by Central Bureau of Narcotics Gwalior. And that entire opium is bought also by the government of India. Okay. And this essentially happens in and around MP, UP, and Rajasthan. And hence the headquarters is based out of Gwalior. Okay, another important job of Central Bureau of Narcotics, as far as we as pharmaceutical industry is concerned, is issuing of licenses for the manufacture of synthetic narcotic products like thibane, other products which are being manufactured, morphine. Those are synthetic narcotic drugs for which you need a quota, which is granted by Central Bureau of Narcotics Gwalior. They also issue the export authorizations or import certificates which are as needed by the industry. And they also issue the no objection certificate for the import and export of precursor chemicals. And then our government also has an opium factory where it is called as government opium and alkaloid factory, which actually manufactures from the opium which the government buys. Then they manufacture morphine, codeine, diamine, thebaine, the different salts which are manufactured through opium. There are two government factories in India, one in Neemuch, which is in Madhya Pradesh, and Ghazipur, which is in UP. Okay. So if anybody wants to manufacture morphine or codeine, they will have to buy it from the government factories only. Okay. And this person also reports to the Central Bureau of Narcotics. Okay. And yes, is manufacturing allowed? Yes, we can manufacture the synthetic narcotic drugs after applying to the authority in Gwalior and getting a quota from them. And whatever is the quota given is what you can manufacture. I will not get into the details. Just one thing which we have to understand is that the narcotic drugs is governed essentially by an estimate system, which means that the United Nations will say that for the entire world, okay, for an example, if you see codeine, so they will say, okay, we are allowing codeine manufactured to a level of say 5 tons, okay, and then depending upon where the factories are and where the locations could be, and depending upon each country's requirement, that estimates are given to respective countries, okay, and based on that, okay, everyone gets the import authorization or the export authorizations or the manufacturing license to manufacture, as the case may be. This is what actually it says. One. Well, the process is that way a little simple. The application form with a fee of 5,000 and with the necessary documents needs to be submitted there. And most important is your verification happens from the GST department if you are a first timer. And based on that, they will give you the license to manufacture a synthetic narcotic drug. For renewal also, the process is a little simpler because your verification has already happened. But most important, whoever is a manufacturer and wants to manufacture everything, all the narcotic products has to be strictly under lock and key, and each and every milligram has to be accounted for, including the wastage. So even if there is a wastage, that also needs to be accounted for very, very strict. Whether it is the state FDA or whether it is these people who may come for inspection, it is very, very important. As far as manufacturing of synthetic narcotic drugs is concerned, the most important document which is required upon from your regular licenses is what they call it as NDPS 1, which is issued depending upon state to state. But actually it is a possession license. So it allows you to possess, consume, manufacture, and store, as well as sell a narcotic product. So like in Maharashtra, NDPS 1 is issued by FDA Maharashtra. And under that NDPS 1, you will have to mention the specific drug that you want to manufacture. That's how the process is. So as far as manufacturing of synthetic drugs is concerned, most important document is NDPS 1. Just remember that. Okay, now let us come to the most important topic, which is the export authorizations which are issued for the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances. Again, the process is very simple. For a first timer, you obviously will have to get yourself registered there. Okay, as far as psychotropic substances are concerned. For narcotic products, no registration is required. You can apply directly. Again, the most important document which will be required is the import authorization from the importing country. Most important document. Against that import certificate, you will have to apply to Central Bureau of Narcotics Gwalior, okay, who will issue you the export authorization. The license fee is pretty cheap, so that is not a problem. Two things to remember. Try to get the import certificate which has a very longer validity. Okay. If it is an exporter who is intending to apply for the first time, the process anywhere takes between 2.5 to 3 months. Okay. Hence, it is ideal that you take a import certificate from your buyer, which has a validity of at least 6 months. Because by the time the process finishes, it takes 3 months minimum. And once you apply, the process says that they will have to confirm from the importing country whether the import certificate is correct or wrong. So they will not go only by what the application is being given to them. So even if the import certificate is required in original only, still they will verify it from the issuing authority. Okay. So once that verification happens, only then they can issue you the export authorization. That's what the process says. The list and everything is pretty comprehensive, which is your mainly the documents which we normally use for our tenders also. Most important document here is import authorization. And second, for a first timer, okay, it is going to be your jurisdictional GST office. Okay, very, very important, because it is from the jurisdictional GST office, those people will come and verify your address and they will send a confidential report to Central Bureau of Narcotics. This is only for first timers and it only happens once. So once that verification report goes from the GST department, okay, then your application is processed. Till the verification doesn't happen, your application will not be processed. As I said, the list is pretty important. That is the reason I have mentioned the point number 6, which says name of the concerned jurisdictional commissionerate of GST and local FDA, both is required. The process for import also is same. They can issue you an import certificate against which you can get an export authorization from the other country, and against which you can import any narcotic products, psychotropic products, which is mentioned in the list. Okay. For the benefit of everyone, I have made 2 slides, one which says the process flow for first-time exporters. Okay, this is how it is going to be. So for first-time exporters for psychotropic products and tramadol, there will be an online registration which you will have to do on their website. However, even if you do an online registration, you will still have to send all the documents by courier to Gwalior. But online registration is a pretty simpler process. They will give you the registration. That should not be a problem. Once the online registration is complete, okay, you have to receive the import permit from your buyer. Once you receive the import permit, you apply for export authorization in the prescribed format to Gwalior. Once that happens, the GST verification will happen. Once the GST verification report goes to the authorities, even by email, it is okay. They accept emails also. And once that verification is complete, then the verification of import permit happens from the buyer. Now, when I say verification of import permit, why they do it is essentially because, like in India, it is the DCGI who is actually looking after the industry as far as Drugs and Cosmetics Act is concerned. However, the authority given by the Indian government and informed to the United Nations is Central Bureau of Narcotics Gwalior. So there have been similar cases wherein from outside India, whenever an import authorization is issued, it could be issued by different authorities. However, they have their own directory which they are supposed to refer to when it comes to issuing of export authorization. That directory is given to them by United Nations. So they have to strictly follow that. So suppose it has come from some other department, they will still verify it from the authority given in the directory. Okay. If they have already issued export certificates for that particular country earlier, okay, then sometimes they may cross-check it against that, and sometimes they issue it that way also. But most of the cases they will verify. If you are a first-time exporter, and if you are applying for the first time, essentially to check the authenticity of the import permit. And once that happens, you will get your export permit. Now, the export permit, normally the process was and is still that you will get a hard copy. Okay, and that one hard copy comes to you and one copy goes to the customs. When it comes to precursor chemicals like methyl ergometrin or ergotamine or pseudoephedrine, there, if in your application you have mentioned that it is going to go via 2 or 3 airports, okay, that copy of export permit goes to those airports as well, even if the goods are in transit. So most important is when you apply, your route needs to be perfect. Okay, because for certain products, it is very sensitive. So even transit is not allowed. So that particular airport, suppose you are sending it from India to US via Dubai. Okay, then you will have to mention Dubai airport. So Mumbai, DXB, and then the final destination. Very, very important. Now, for from an ease of business point of view, all the export authorizations are now being uploaded on e-Sanchit. Okay, so sometimes it has happened that you have received your copy and the customs person have not received the copy, or they have received the copy but they are not able to find it. Hence, now all this is available on e-Sanchit. Once you are being issued an export authorization, and if you have shared your e-Sanchit details with them, okay, you can yourself see the permit, and which you can show to your customs also. So the process becomes a little faster. So this process flow is as far as first-time exports are concerned, which takes 2.5 to 3 months. This is for the regular exporters. Just receive the import permit, apply for export authorization. Okay, there is no verification. There is only verification of import permit. There is no GST verification, and you get your permit. This process takes anywhere between 2, maximum 3 weeks, depending upon the workload that they have. But it is fairly an easier process. First time, it will take more time. From second time onwards, it will be much faster. Okay, so can we have some questions? Any doubts? I think Santosh had sent me a message. There was some query which was already sent in beforehand. So I'll first read. Yeah, this question is from Chinmay Shah. Chinmay, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Great. So you, Chinmay Shah from Naval Laboratories, had a question regarding pseudoephedrine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, pseudoephedrine comes under precursor chemicals. So
All
yes, control substance, you will have to follow the process as I have explained earlier. It is strictly a pseudo controlled product. It is a precursor chemical.
Okay, sir. In domestic market as well, it's a controlled substance, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
And but there are manufacturers who are providing like they write the not the NRX but the RX, and
Yeah.
they give the schedule H warning and in the on the like catch cover.
Correct.
So thereafter, if we market the product, then in the domestic market as well, we have to follow the NDPS rules regulations, or it comes out of the purview of it.
Oh, it is certainly a product which falls under the NDPS category. Okay.
Okay.
Most important, it falls under the category of precursor chemicals. Now, in precursor chemicals, as far as manufacturer is concerned,
Hmm.
The rules are a little different. For a trader, it is not all that difficult. It is just like what you are following your current drugs and cosmetics rules. Okay.
Okay, okay,
However, a prescription, if you're trading and if you're selling it to the retailer, then a proper process flow is very clear. You need to have a purchase order, and you
correct.
need to show the that you have received the payment in your account.
Okay,
Okay, so ideally make a separate invoice, even though it is schedule H only. See, NRX is normally given to products like fentanyl and others. Okay, this is precursor chemicals, which
Okay.
means the peddlers and the other ones can extract these chemicals and make it and use it to make narcotic products. Narcotics is your, mephedrone and, MDMA and those kind of products. These are not pharmaceutical products.
okay. So,
Okay.
sir, in case of pseudoephedrine, the control substance is only as regard to the manufacturing of pseudoephedrine, or
Yes.
any combination of the pseudoephedrine.
Only
will be a-
manufacturing and exports.
Okay, okay,
For exports also, you will have to apply that. If you are applying for exports, then you will have to take a form A from a different department.
okay,
Okay. That you will have to take it from the your local
okay, okay,
NCB, the Narcotics Control Bureau. They issue you a form A, against which then you can apply for export authorization. So that is an additional document required.
okay.
Okay. Just wanted to inform all of you, methyl argometrin or methergine, as it is more popularly known, okay, is a controlled substance. Okay, do not export without taking export authorization. There have been many cases wherein methyl argometrin has been caught by customs and it has created a lot of problems. As per law, argometrin is a controlled substance. Substance. As far as distribution, no problem.
So, sir, all this control substance distribution is not an issue.
No, this category of products. For other products, then even distribution, obviously, then it will be NRX, na?
Okay, if it's a RX, then distribution is not an issue.
Not an issue.
You will have to follow the purchase order and the payment part,
Correct.
which you said.
Correct.
Okay.
In case of query, then you will have to answer, na? That is the reason.
Okay, okay, fine, understood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a question. Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Can you take on the section again for the question answer? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes.
We are a manufacturer also. How to obtain a CUP against narcotic product, especially for tramadol as well as alprazolam for controlled products? We have to take 3 batches and we have to do that. How to obtain the permission, how to get that product, and this how to destroy it once we are completed with the stability data, etc.
See, as far as destruction is concerned, apply a separate chapter for it. You have to apply to go here. As far as destruction is concerned. Normally, there people come, okay, to supervise. You will have to find out a facility which is allowing you to destroy it, and then you can get it done.
Should we have to get the permission even to manufacture the sustained release preparation and also Now it is a tricky. Now it is in class 2, class 4 means we have to get the approval from CDSCO central. Then we have to go for these controlled substances. We have to buy.
Correct.
And can we buy against the local license and start manufacturing it? Then inform to the Gwalior that we have taken the trade batches against which we have utilized the material. Then we have to ask them to how to destroy it.
See, for psychotropic substances and for tramadol, as far as the manufacturer is concerned, there is no separate license issued by Central Bureau of Narcotics. Okay. It is only at the time of exports that you will have to approach them. So as a manufacturer, you can manufacture tramadol, you can manufacture alprazolam. Okay. If at all you are distributing it, okay. Tramadol and this can be restricted even if the FDA is saying I don't have a problem. So if FDA is giving you permission, if this person is present physically, okay, Gwalior may not get involved in this. Normally, Gwalior gets involved only if it is a synthetic narcotic drug which is manufactured for which they have issued the license. Okay, for tramadol, for alprazolam, there is no separate license which they are issuing, product license or manufacturing license. So you will not require any permission from Gwalior for that, as far as destruction is concerned. But I'm saying only for tramadol and alprazolam or diazepam, those kind of products. For other products for which the licenses have been issued by Gwalior, you will require permission from them.
Like in the case of buprenorphine or some other derivatives.
Correct. Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody has asked how to obtain COPP against narcotic drugs.
Yeah, I have only asked.
Okay. Sir, COPP, again, the Central Bureau of Narcotics has got no role to play. There is no NDPS applicable. COPP will be issued by the local FDA only.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have another question, which is who will be the manufacturer in case of merchant exporter? Asked by Reshma Sagari. Is she there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, Reshma, when you apply, okay, for export authorization, you will have to tell from where you are going to procure the product. Correct? So, if you are a merchant exporter and you are going to buy it from even the market, it is allowed. You can buy it from your local distributor also if the quantity is not much. So, even if you want to send, say, 10 boxes, okay, that is allowed. You will have to give the license details of the dealer from where you are going to buy it.
Okay.
Okay. In your application itself. Suppose you are buying from the manufacturer, then your normal manufacturer documents will be required, which means his manufacturing license, his product license, his GST number. Correct? And whatever is there as an additional document. But once you give those documents, you can buy it from them and you can export because you already received the export authorization.
Okay. Next question is from Dharmesh Bhai.
Yes.
Is the process same for all 4 categories of controlled substances? If not, please share for other 3.
Yes, it is the same. The process is same. The application form changes from segment to segment, but more or less it is the same. There is not much difference. As I said, only for precursor chemicals, you will have to take a separate possession license from NCB, that is Narcotics Control Bureau. They issue you a form A in which that product has to be mentioned wherein it is allowed for you. In precursor chemicals like methyl ergometrin, pseudoephedrine, ergotamine, there are only 6. The products are only 6 in that, acetic anhydride. But for others, which is like psychotropic substance narcotic, the process is same. Tramadol also same. Yeah, Reshma had another question. Need to do loan license with manufacturer if we are merchant exporter. Can merchant exporter apply for CBN registration? Yes, you can. I hope I have answered it. Even a loan license firm can export, okay? So it is not that the manufacturer or merchant exporter only. Even somebody who is doing loan license, you can apply for loan license. They will give you a different license, even for manufacturing a narcotic formulation or API, both. Not a problem. Absolutely no problem. Yeah, Reshma had another question. We need to export tramadol, paracetamol tablets under our brand name with neutral code of manufacturer. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. In this case, who will be the exporter? You will be the exporter. You can as well buy it from the manufacturer and export. No problem. Ray Life Sciences has a question. Is Ray Life Sciences there?
Anyone
Yes.
from real
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
So your question was stability samples will be additional to import quantity sanction. Yes. See, even if you, I mean, I'm telling you from my own experience, even if we are sending working standard,
Ah,
it requires a separate permission. See, the law as far as narcotics is concerned is same, whether it is 1 tablet or 1,000 tablets, or it is 1 milligram or 1 ton.
okay.
The moment the product is narcotic, okay, the rule is same. They don't term it as stability samples, okay? They will term it as a tablet being imported. As simple as that.
Okay.
So if you import stability samples, the process will be same.
Okay. What about in case of exporting? Suppose you've manufactured the product and the import permit which is got is say 50,000. Then can we additionally keep the stability sample or no?
No, I did not get you. Import permit is you are going to be importing or you are exporting?
Suppose you're exporting.
Okay.
And the import permit sanction from the country is say a number 50,000. So additional to that, we can keep stability samples at our facility or?
No, stability samples, I mean, if you are going to export as a manufacturer, see, it's important, the export authorization which is issued for you, it will be used only once.
Yes.
Suppose you have 50,000, okay,
Yeah.
again, if you have exported 40,000.
Yeah.
The matter is over, that export authorization is finished. Now, in any case, if you have stability sample which you want to export, you have to apply it again. But if you are sending those stability samples within that 40,000, no problem.
Okay. I can manufacture extra, that's what I'm trying to say, and keep it in my stability or no?
What are you talking about?
Ketamine?
Ketamine, yes, you can.
Okay. Okay.
Because ketamine, in any case, you will be getting a separate license from them now. Ketamine,
Yes.
without license, you are not manufacturing. No, from
Yes. Right. Right.
So as long as that is a separate, see that all that calculations are separate as a manufacturer.
Okay.
Correct? That is as far as manufacturing goes. Correct? As an exporter, obviously it is different. Export for as far as exporter is concerned, please understand it will be based on what application you are giving.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you.
No. Does a domestic marketing company require CBN number to buy narcotic products from manufacturer? No, at least not yet. Okay, they are not so strict. The rule is there. Okay, they say that they want all the wholesalers and retailers to apply to them for their online registration platform. Okay, but that rule is not being enforced because they don't have the manpower also to implement it. They can't send their own people for verification. They are dependent on GST department to do that. Okay, and they also know that once they start doing it, it is going to be massive. So that is why they are currently restricting themselves to a few the manufacturers and the few exporters who are approaching them. So for domestic, no CBN required. It's like, as I said, whether it is diazepam, alprazolam that people are selling today also. So do you take any separate license? We don't. So 20B, 21B is sufficient.
Sir, even for the like going back to your domestic question, even for the pseudoephedrine, the same rule will be applicable.
Yes. It is controlled, okay, but it is not being enforced.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Dharmesh Bhai has asked a question. Any additional documents for ADC? No need. ADC will not ask you anything. It is basically, see, this export authorization
Ma'am, have you lost him? Sir, Atul sir? Hello? Jyotika ma'am, can you hear me?
Jyotika, can you hear me? Waiting to mirror ocean.
Can you? Hello? Are you audible?
Mr. Atul is not there. His connection is disconnected.
Yeah.
We're trying to reconnect.
Guys, on off again. It's raining too heavily. It's creating a problem. In some places. Hmm? Hmm.
Yeah, sorry, there is some connectivity issue. Yeah, any questions?
Hello.
Hello?
So there's one more question.
Yeah.
Shall we still process validation batches of tramadol tablet? I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question again?
No, tramadol capsules, tablets, validation batches, if you want to sell to somebody locally here in India, you can do that. That should not be a problem. But I don't think so you get a plain tramadol approval. I don't know what strength you are looking at. But yeah, you can sell. There is no separate permission or anything. There is no restriction on sale of tramadol in India. You have to follow the same process, ensure that you have a proper documentation, you have the purchase order from the buyer, and the bank account has to receive the process, the proceedings, whatever is the sale proceedings. See, whenever there is a query which comes from these departments, whether it is Narcotics Control Bureau or the Central Bureau of Narcotics, okay, the 2-3 things that they will see is first and foremost is purchase order for that particular product. What is the practice that you are following? The invoice, whether it is sales or purchase invoice, and most important, where is that money? Okay, so no cash transactions. It has to be reflected in your bank account. Very, very important. And if your documentation is complete, then normally there is no issue. There is no other checking that they do. Yeah.
Any more questions? I think Mr. Piyush would like to ask something.
Yes, Piyush.
Hello,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
So when you were trying to answer the question regarding the ADC, probably you were off the air. So when, let's say when we submit an export invoice for ADC clearance, so would they be asking any other additional document like the permission from the CDN or the NCB or the import permit issued by the importing country?
No, no. See, you will export the product only after you have received the export authorization, right?
So they would ask for the export authorization issued by the CDN?
Yes, yes, they can.
They can, okay.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
See, technically it is under the purview of customs, okay? Right. But in any case, you have the export authorization. So what is the problem in showing it to them?
Right. And secondly, about procuring the product from the manufacturer as a merchant exporter, procuring the product from the manufacturer. Probably you have already explained, but if you don't mind, can you just explain the procedure for this NDPS?
When you apply for a particular product, whether it is a narcotic product, psychotropic product, tramadol, or precursor, okay, they will ask you for the source from where you are going to get this product.
Right.
That is a manufacturer. Then you have to submit those documents of manufacturer. You have to mention that in your application.
Right.
And submit these documents, which is manufacturing license, product license, GST number, those kind of products. If you are buying it from another trader, okay, which is also allowed, it is not that you have to buy it from the manufacturer alone.
Right.
You can buy it local trader as well. Okay. Then you have to give the details from which dealer you are going to buy. His 20B, 21B GST. Because you will not have a product license for it, correct? So suppose you are going to buy Frisia, which is of Sanofi, correct? You will write Frisia, no problem.
Right.
And you are buy the Sanofi product. So from where are you going to buy? You are going to buy from XYZ Pharma.
Right.
So XYZ Pharma's 20B, 21B, and GST. That's all.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fair enough. Thank
The
you.
government doesn't say from, or the government cannot dictate from where you can buy.
Right. Right.
You can buy it from anywhere that you want. Even after you get the export authorization, you will still have the liberty to change the dealer or change the manufacturer. No problem.
Right. Right. No, but
Only thing is, if at all you do that, I mean, it's not a rule. If you do that, you obviously have to inform them that even though I have received, see, because they are concerned with what? They are concerned with the exporter and importer. They are more concerned with the importing country and the quantity that you are going to send. They're not so much concerned about from where you are going to buy.
right. And
They will not ask you questions कि अरे तुमने application में ये दिया तो उधर से क्यों खरीदा? उनका ये कहना है कि you should inform us. Suppose your application said XYZ Pharma and you are buying from ABC, inform them. कि in our application we had mentioned so and so. However, for some reasons we were not able to buy from them. Hence, we are going to buy it from this. Attached are their product, the consent documents. The matter is over.
sure. And
No further communication required.
And as a proof of export, the airway bill is sufficient. I mean, there is no need for the importer to give a written confirmation that he has received the product.
No. Your airway bill and shipping bill.
Yeah, airway bill and shipping bill. These are sufficient.
Invoice and packing list.
Right, right, right.
Most important. Okay. I also suggest to most of the people who export on a regular basis, if you are exporting any of the narcotic products, it is always a good practice, okay, to keep a copy of BRC with the same invoice in your records.
Right.
Okay. As I said, see, they are more concerned about the financial part of it as well, as far as law is concerned.
But also, is there a mandatory that, the money for that particular product has to come separately, independent of the other product?
No.
Can come as a part of the same invoice?
Yeah. It can come part of 10.
Okay.
See, today, if the value of order is suppose $1,000, okay, and if you are exporting $3,000 worth of goods, absolutely no problem.
Okay. Okay.
See, one of the products could be this. So your invoice could have 5 products. Doesn't matter.
Right. Very enough. Thank you, sir.
See, the ownership is on you, to prove.
Right.
Yes, sir, I have exported against an export authorization. Why I said BRC is, it is always better. See,
Right.
you never know.
Right.
Correct? See, like Narcotics Control Bureau, if there is an issue and if they call you for any explanation or anything of that sort, see, they will ask for records for last 5 years, 3 years. You may not remember.
Right.
कि इसका पैसा कभी आया था.
Right.
So if you take a copy of the BRC and attach it in your file, okay, then more than sufficient. Sir, the bank has also realized the document.
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Kumar Shah had a question. Is he there?
Yes, I am there.
Yes. So your question is, if some government order will come and they pay later as per terms, then allowed. As I said, they are not saying that they will not insist paisa kabhi aayega. In the application form also they will not ask. See, it's a pure commercial transaction. Correct?
Okay. Okay.
But as I said, once you receive the money, okay, you should be aware as an exporter, okay, when did I receive the money? Suppose there is a query tomorrow, okay? As long as you are able to answer them properly, there is no problem.
Okay.
You can get the money after 6 months also, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, there is another question which is saying, what are the additional requirements from recipient? Storage, manufacturing, and distribution. I did not get this. Additional requirements means from what perspective? Are you asking as a manufacturer or are you asking as a distributor or as an exporter? These are three different categories. This was asked by iPhone.
I think he's not there.
Yeah, because I can answer only once I understand from what perspective they are asking. See, technically, there are no additional requirements.
Mhm. Okay, so we will end the session now. Anyone having further questions can please mail us. Everybody's having our email ID. So they can email us the questions and we'll get it replied by Mr. Balel.
Yes, and I think Shashi Jyotika is going to send my presentation to everyone.
Yes.
No, we will have we have done the recording of it. That is one thing, and the presentation as such will be put on the website.
Okay. No, because Shashi, some people were asking for my email address and telephone number, so that is it.
So then you put it down. No, if somebody wants that, they can contact you. Just type it down on that or just tell it to us. We'll type it down.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Yeah, just tell us the mail ID. I'll just put it in here. Type it. They want to send it to you.
Can we get PPT in email?
The presentation will be available. The webinar will be available on our website. You can check there. We have recorded the entire presentation and the webinar.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we have answered all the questions, and any further question can be emailed to us.
Yeah, we have already typed the email ID down on the chat box, so people can get an idea of that also. fpmeindia@gmail.com. Okay.
Okay, fine. So thank you, Mr. Balel. We'll sign out for the day.
So much.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you.